You're listening to the Quint podcast.
On 16 April, violence broke out in northwest Delhi's Jahangirpuri following a Shobha Yatra organised to mark Hanuman Jayanti. The Delhi police have so far arrested 24 people and apprehended 2 juveniles in connection with communal clashes which broke out after a religious Hindu procession allegedly attempted to hoist a flag on a mosque. According to the FIR filed by the police, arguments between 2 groups escalated after a man named Ansar came with a few people and started an argument with those participating in the yatra. The argument escalated and stone-pelting and sloganeering started from both sides. And as per purported videos of the yatra uploaded on social media and eyewitness accounts, several in the procession were carrying saffron flags, swords, pistols and sticks. The police have so far recovered 3 firearms and 5 swords from the accused persons. The Quint's reporter Fatima Khan also spoke to several members of the procession and they claimed that they carried the swords for quote-unquote fun. This incident also comes days after the violence that erupted during the Ram Navami procession in several parts of the country. However, the twist in this incident is that there was a heavy deployment of police in the area where the scuffle took place. As per a report by the Indian Express, the Shobha Yatra also had police permission and around 50 police officials were deployed in the Jahangirpuri area along with PCRs, MVPs and drones. Later, DCP Northwest Usha Rangani clarified that only the processions which took place in the afternoon had permissions and not the one which was carried out in the evening. In today's episode, we will take you through exactly what led to the violence in Jahangirpuri through eyewitness accounts and the Quint's ground reports on the same. We also speak to Soumya Lakhani, senior editor at the Quint, to know the latest on the investigation. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you, and I'm your host, Himmat. While no casualties were reported on Saturday, police said 10 to 12 people were injured, including 6 officers. The injured have been taken to the hospital and are recovering. One of the cops, named Meda Lal, also sustained a bullet injury and is in a stable condition. The clashes which took place in Jahangirpuri are the first major communal flare-up in the national capital since the February 2020 Northeast Delhi riots, which left 53 people dead and hundreds injured. These clashes in Jahangirpuri spread between blocks G and H, which is a Hindu majority area, to C block, which is a Muslim majority area, where a mosque is also located. As per the FIR, the procession was underway peacefully, but when it reached the C block mosque, a man with about 5 more people started arguing with those taking part in the procession. The Quint's reporter Fatima Khan spoke to Sajid Saifi, who owns an electronics shop right next to the mosque, and he alleged that the procession of 300 to 400 men with swords and other weapons in their hands and started slogans of quote-unquote Jai Shri Ram. Sajid claims that these slogans were quote-unquote not mere sloganeering, but an attempt to enter the mosque with a saffron flag.
मैं यही था अपनी शॉप पे। हमने जब देखा बहुत हुड़दंग मच रहा है, बहुत नारे वारे, और तो बाहर निकल के आके देखा तो पहले इन लोगों ने दिन की रैली 3 बार हुई है। एक बार पहले ये मंदिर के पास से ले गए 1 बजे के करीब, फिर 3 बजे के करीब ये इससे ले गए CBCD के चौक से निकाल के, जो लास्ट रैली लाए यहाँ पे 6 बजे के आसपास, 6 सवा 6 बजे के आसपास, यहाँ रोजे का टाइम, इफ्तार का टाइम था। तो यहाँ पे देखा ना, इन्होंने पहले मस्जिद को देख के यहाँ स्टॉप कर दिया और नारे, स्लोगन इतने जबरदस्त
नारे थे।
नारे यही थे कि इन्हों को कि जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, जय श्री राम, और यहाँ पे रहना है तो जय श्री राम बोलना पड़ेगा, या गोली मारो गद्दारों को, मुल्लों को, मुल्लागिरी नहीं चलेगी। ये सब इस तरीके से प्रोवोक्ट कर देते हैं कि आदमी ना भी बोले तो बोले, यानी प्रोवोक्ट भाषण जितना जबरदस्त करते हैं। तो इन लोगों को भाई यहाँ लगाया लगा, फिर कुछ में उनमें से कुछ लोग, कुछ जैसे कुछ 2-4 जने उतर के आके इधर ये है, ये हमने गेट बंद करवा दिए थे, तो इनमें से 2 जने इधर कूद गए। एक मेरा वहाँ दुकान पे वो झंडा लगाने की कोशिश कर रहा है। तो अब इतना थोड़ा ही बर्दाश्त किया जाएगा मैडम।
क्या हुआ?
फिर उनको यहाँ से निकाला, भगाया, यहाँ से खदेड़ा, उधर तक भगाया उनको। फिर वो उधर से पुलिस कोई उनके साथ नहीं थी, फिर वहाँ से 5-6 पुलिस वाले लेके फिर वो दोबारा आए।
Fatima also spoke to multiple members of the Hindu community who were part of the Shobha Yatra process. As per Rakesh Sahu, a driver who lives in the Jahangirpuri G block and was part of the procession, the route of the procession was fixed and they had the required permissions from the administration for the route. Mr. Sahu alleged that some men from the top of the mosque started pelting stones at the procession.
ये हमारी यात्रा 4:30 बजे करीब शुरू हुई थी और ई ब्लॉक से शुरू हुई थी, जगजीवन राम से होते हुए डी ब्लॉक और ई ब्लॉक से होते हुए फिर के ब्लॉक गई है। के ब्लॉक से भी शांतिपूर्वक सब कुछ ठीक ठाक होते हुए आ गया। फिर आपका सी ब्लॉक और बी ब्लॉक वाला जो मेन मार्केट का रोड है, उधर से निकल के बाहर काली माता का मंदिर है, बाहर रोड पर ही वहाँ आई है। वहाँ से हम मस्जिद की तरफ यानी कि कुशल हॉल की तरफ को हमें आना था। ये रूट हमारा तय था पहले से ही और हमने इसकी परमिशन भी प्रशासन से ले रखी थी। प्रशासन को जानकारी भी दे रखी थी कि हमारा ये रूट है। जब वहाँ से निकल के हम बाहर कुशल हॉल चौक की तरफ को आ रहे थे तो बीच में मस्जिद पड़ती है। तो जब हम लोग आगे आगे थे, जब लगा शोर पीछे से आ रहा था कि भी मार रहे हैं, जब उधर देखने गए तो मस्जिद है, मस्जिद के ऊपर से पत्थर और कांच की बोतलें और पेट्रोल बम वगैरह इस तरीके की चीज़ें वो फेंक के मार रहे थे। सब लोग भागे। जो हनुमान जी की जो गाड़ी थी उसके पीछे तिरंगा लगा हुआ था, उस पर भी पीछे से पत्थर बरसा रहे थे वो।
Several videos of the procession with people brandishing swords and sticks have also been going viral on social media. The Quint could not independently verify all these videos during the rounds, but several people who were part of the procession confirmed that they indeed had swords and sticks. When asked about why some in the procession were carrying swords, Mr. Sau said that the swords were just for show and the intention was not to attack or to hurt.
नारेबाजी देखो, हनुमान जी का जन्मोत्सव था तो जय श्री राम, हनुमान जयकारा वीर बजरंग बली का, इसी तरीके के नारे लग रहे थे। हमारी जो यात्रा थी इसमें जो डंडे थे उनके अंदर ध्वज लगे हुए थे। हनुमान जी का जो ध्वज है उस तरीके के ध्वज लगे थे, वही हाथ में थे। बाकी ऐसा कुछ नहीं था कि मारने के लिए हम स्पेशल हथियार लेके चल रहे थे या डंडे लेके चल रहे थे। अब ध्वज लगाएंगे तो डंडे में ही लगेगा, कोई हाथ में ऐसे पकड़ के तो चलेंगे नहीं। वही डंडे थे। रही बात तलवारों की तो एक आधे के पास थी, बाकी ऐसा कोई मकसद नहीं था कि उनको भड़काना है या उनको चिढ़ाना है या उन पे हमला कर रहे हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था।
Now coming to the ongoing investigation in the case. By early afternoon on 17 April, 14 people had been arrested on the basis of CCTV footage and videos uploaded on social media. By the second half of the day, this number increased to 23, including 2 juveniles. Now the main accused was quote-unquote arrested in the case according to the police and has been identified as a 22-year-old individual who began arguing with the procession. However, the wire has reported that this person is a minor as per his birth certificate. Heavy police deployment has been present in the area since Saturday night, and personnel from the CRPF and the Rapid Action Force have reportedly been deployed since Sunday morning to maintain peace and keep the situation under control. But questions are now being raised about the police conduct and the ability to decrease tensions in the area, with the big question being what could the police have done to avoid this? What preparations were made to reduce the possibility of tensions? Soumya Lakhani, the Quint's senior editor, tells us more about the kind of police deployment in the area and what the police have said so far about the incident.
Okay, so as per the Delhi police, what we know so far, 3 days after violence erupted in Jahangirpuri, is that there were 3 Shobha Yatras that were taken out in the area of Jahangirpuri, which falls in northwest Delhi on 16th April. Now, what the Delhi police so far has told us is that for the first 2 Shobha Yatras that happened in the morning and the afternoon, they've not specified the time yet, but what they've told us is that the first 2 Shobha Yatras had police permission. The third Shobha Yatra that happened in the evening did not have police permission. This is the update we've gotten 3 days after the violence had erupted.
Okay.
What we do also know from the Delhi police sources is that on the day of the Shobha Yatra, since police permission was sought, there was also some sort of police deployment in the area. As you've seen in the Indian Express report, we've mentioned that there were 50 police personnel who were deployed in the area. At the same time, PCRs, their motor vehicles, even drones, all of these things were kept ready. Right? With police present under, basically this Shobha Yatra happened under police presence. And since, 2 of our colleagues have been on ground, Fatima Khan was on ground yesterday, today Himanshi Dahiya is on ground, and both of them have spoken to multiple people who were either eyewitnesses to the incident or had at some point of time participated in the procession. And even they have mentioned that there was ample, there was not, okay, maybe using the word ample would be a bit much, but they did mention that there was police presence in the area. So this is what we know so far. It was not, we shouldn't say that, this happened under police protection, but we can certainly say that there was presence of police in the area when the procession was being taken out and when it crossed the mosque in the city of Jahangirpuri, outside which, the argument happened, and then finally it led to stone-pelting between both the sides. Also, what the police has told us so far is that 24 people have been arrested, 2 juveniles have been apprehended, 5 swords have been recovered, firearms have been recovered. And today, which is April 18th, today the Delhi police team had gone to Jahangirpuri area to, examine the family of one of the accused who they had identified via video that had been doing the rounds. And this accused can, allegedly it can be seen firing. The Delhi police a team of the Delhi police had gone to this person's house to sort of investigate this. And what the DCP informed us was that the police team was, the members of the family members of this accused person pelted 2 stones at the police team. So, again, there were these moments of tension that happened today. And for a while, our colleague Himanshi Daya was on ground, and then she told me at the time that, how the police had cordoned off that area a little bit. Another thing that we need to obviously talk about is what is the impact of this, right? Now, Jahangirpuri is a pretty busy area. There's a C block where the incident has happened. It's also where there's a market, very close to it, about 400 meters away. And there are several shops that are shut. There are several shops that are open. So there's a sort of this like uneasiness that has sort of crept in, and people are. You can sense that. I mean, that's the feeling that we got from our own ground reporters about this. So how they will be able to ease the tensions in the coming days. The Delhi police has been organizing Aman committee meetings. The locals, the residents have been meeting at the DCP's office or at the Jahangirpuri police station, every afternoon for the last 3 days and for the last 2 days, and they've been trying to figure out how to maintain peace and calm. But in the coming days, Delhi police is able to sort of keep things, a bit quiet in the area.
Yeah. So the Delhi police also had a press conference today where Police Commissioner Rakesh Asthana told us an update also about where the investigation is so far, and also answered a few questions. So can you tell us what happened there?
Yeah. So the Commissioner of Police Delhi, Rakesh Asthana, held a press conference today, and there of course he updated us on the number of people who have been arrested, how many people have been apprehended, what kind of evidence collection is going on. And at the same time, he told us that how the case has now been transferred to the crime branch. For them to investigate. It has been moved from the district police and been sent to the crime branch. Apart from that, one of the statements that the commissioner made was on this claim that that members of the procession attempted to hoist a flag in the mosque. But when our reporter Fatima Khan was on ground, and multiple news organizations have reported, that there are people who are making those claims, and there are photos of, not from the day of the incident, but 24 hours later or say 30 hours later, there are photos that have been posted on social media websites of how there is, this like a saffron flag, the fabric is inside the premises of the mosque. So, but the commissioner maintains that these allegations are baseless.
Following the incident, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal took to Twitter to call for peace in the region. As per an Indian Express report, the investigation into the violence has been transferred to the crime branch, which has formed a special investigation team. For more updates on this story, stay tuned to the Quint and follow us on our social media handles. If you liked listening to this episode, please subscribe to The Big Story for episodic updates. We're available on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website, and for any feedback, please shoot an email to podcast@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.